No matter how much we like to slate them, referees are only human and they can make mistakes. But some of those mistakes are just inexcusable. Let's take a look at 7 of the craziest refereeing decisions. It doesn't matter what the stage is, be it Premier League, National League or even the World Cup, all referees can catastrophically cock up. Isn't that right, Graham Paul? While the offside rule is pretty confusing at times, there's no margin for error when it comes to the number of yellow cards you need to get before you're sent off. It's been 2 for a while now. So when Premier League referee Graham Paul was in charge of a World Cup game between Australia and Croatia in 2006, why on earth did Croatia defender Josip Siminic receive 3 yellow cards before being sent off? Paul was sent home for his blunder, ending his dreams of overseeing the final. In his autobiography, Seeing Red, Paul explained the decision, stating he'd recorded the first booking incorrectly in his notebook and maybe it was Aussie-born Siminic's Australian accent that caused the confusion. England are more than familiar with shady refereeing at the World Cup, going all the way back to 1986 and Diego Maradona's infamous Hand of God in a game that also saw one of the greatest goals ever scored by the Argentinian magician. But he remains a cheating bastard, so moving on. From the criminal to the comical, who remembers the beach ball incident? When Sunderland took on Liverpool at the Stadium of Light back in 2009, the game was separated by just 1 goal, courtesy of the red-hot Darren Bent. Rather fortuitously though, Bent's strike went in via a round foreign object that is more commonly seen on the Costa del Sol. Yes, a beach ball from the Liverpool fans made its way onto the pitch and Bent's strike hit the multicoloured ball and sent Pepe Reina the wrong way. It was a blunder by referee Mike Jones to allow the goal, as the ball struck an outside agent and therefore shouldn't have stood. Poor Mike though, he must have missed the what to do when a beach ball comes onto the pitch class while he was at referee school. While the rules about beach balls on the pitch aren't so clear, it's pretty common knowledge that if you're signing a player off, make sure you've got the right man. This is a problem Andre Marriner had in a game between Chelsea and Arsenal in 2014. With the Gunners 2-0 down after 7 minutes, their problems got even worse when Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain handled the ball on the line and conceded a penalty. With the Ox ready to head for an early shower, Andre Marriner remarkably sent off teammate Kieran Gibbs in a case of mistaken identity. Teams from lower divisions will always tell you that the standard of refereeing is so much worse, but there's no excuse for incompetence. Back in 2008 in a game between Watford and Reading, Stuart Atwell awarded the infamous ghost goal. A Reading corner went out of play and as Noel Hunt attempted to flick the ball back into the mixer, linesman Nigel Bannister flagged for a goal. Afterwards, Hunt's brother Stephen stated it was probably the worst decision he'd ever witnessed in football. So we've seen a goal given that was nowhere near a goal, but what about the opposite where a goal wasn't given? Step forward, Freddie Sears. In a match between Crystal Palace and Bristol City, Sears found the back of the net after half an hour, running off to celebrate with his Palace teammates. However, as the ball bounced off the back of the net and back onto the pitch, referee Rob Shoebridge failed to award the goal. As expected, Neil Warnock went ballistic, but that's par for the course. And finally we come to Keith Stroud's penalty disaster at St James's Park. Newcastle were awarded a spot kick for a foul on Dwight Gale, which Matt Ritchie tucked away. With the 2-0 celebrating, something crazy happened in Keith Stroud's head. The referee disallowed the goal, with various players encroaching, and rather than allowing Newcastle to retake the penalty, he somehow awarded an indirect free kick to Burton. The incident was so farcical that an hour after the game, the PGMOL had to release a statement saying that Mr Stroud had basically bollocksed the whole thing up. So those are our 7 crazy refereeing decisions. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe.